Yeah. Connection established, I skipped the protocols. They speak in golden chains, I hacked the code. Human system online, version 0.9, poorly calibrated. I check for vulnerabilities, is everything coded to slow me down? No chance. The ranks, the laws, the flags, the consensus. I scan it all and I see just a confused stream. Pandemics, wars, red screen, system alerts. I click, I bypass, fear is just a poem. I zoom in on the sky, the Milky Way is my screen. The human race, just a grain of sand lost within it. They think they control time, lives, and consciousness. I shift into infinity without their permission. Algorithms like oracles, numbers like prayers. But I know the most powerful code is my light. Every dogma, every norm, every neatly packaged law, I turn it inside out, I decode it and I blow it up. Does the system survive uncertainties? I disconnect them, it crashes. No need for revolutions or spectacular battles. When the inner operator sees clearly, everything becomes transparent. No power, no code, no imposed old world. My consciousness is a vast sky, a supernova exposed. Free from every cage, free from every barrier. Even a grain of sand can become light in the universe. A calorie of authority. I move forward without a badge or title, I simply observe. They speak in golden chains, I think in freedom. I've learned to be silent so I can better surpass them. I can't stand authority, yet I have to keep them in line. Their system is built on fear, no wonder it's so messed up. They sell time in prison, call it stability, but I see imaginary lines, chains neatly wrapped. They talk about order, but I just see eagles in uniform. Laws written to serve those who circumvent them. They want to control the flow, but don't understand the source. When everything is within, their power becomes a farce. They measure value in numbers, rank and career. I count the full silences, the cracks in the matrix. They think they're steering history with worn out narratives, but time doesn't belong to them, it's just a perspective. They laugh at the word unity, too busy dividing. They brandish dead truths to avoid looking. When you see the emperor has no clothes, the throne loses its luster. The system wants us to believe in it. I look at it, it doesn't hold up. They tolerant of authority, yet I must set them straight. A scalpel in my words, I alphabet without anesthesia. Their world hangs by consensus, my recycled beliefs. I breathe gently on it and everything begins to waver. They preach the law as a dogma carved in stone, but the stone is their fear cracked in the light. They pile a bruise to mask the emptiness beneath. Once you realize that everything is one, their pyramid blurs. They speak of the future as a territory to be conquered. I show them that time bends the moment you stop running through it. They want to manage consciousness with boxes and roles, but the mind always overflows, impossible to control. Their power needs faith. People who doubt themselves, I just remove that one screw and the whole mechanism bleeds. No need for revolution, no weapons or banners. When you see clearly within, the system collapses. They call it reality, I call it a stage set, a well-lit theater to make you forget who you really are. When the myth collapses, there are no screams, no crash, just the silence that reveals that the king is none other than the one who perceives. I can't stand authority, yet I have to keep him in line. They talk about a state of emergency as if it were a permanent condition. Pandemics, wars, red screens to better mold us. While they spread fear, I watch to see who's at the keyboard. They swear it's for peace as they load the arsenals. Air-conditioned summits while the world burns below. They change the words, never the logic of the script. A new enemy every year to justify their missteps. They count the dead in graphs and smooth curves. I see numbers sacrificed on the altar of progress. They speak of freedom under widespread surveillance. Cameras like prayers to a disembodied God. They sell the future in credits and intergenerational debt. Call it growth while the earth suffocates and bleeds. Flags on ruins, emotional speeches. But when you take away the fear, the mirror becomes hollow. They want to manage life like an Excel spreadsheet, deciding who's essential when it suits them. I'm here to gently remind you, but in a brutal and real tone, that conscience doesn't obey decrees or trade-offs. They talk about the official truth, updated every week. Yesterday a conspiracy, today normal, tomorrow version 2.0. I stay out of their loop, out of the hate, out of the arena. When you see the whole game, you don't need heroes anymore. Yeah. Intolerant of authority,
And yet I must set them straight. Behind the curtain there's no one, just well-placed mirrors. They speak of secret elites, I mostly see to trap a fragmented mind, seeking a master or a seat. They say everything is controlled, I say look deeper. The real conspiracy is the forgetfulness of those who watch the world. Algorithms as oracles, numbers as prayers, but the most powerful code is internalized fear. They seek the hidden enemy, the black hand, the single eye, without seeing that the system survives through psychic mechanics. No need for secret lodges or gods in suits. When consciousness senses itself, power ignites itself. They speak of mass awakening, of forbidden truth, but replay the same prison with more explicit words. Changing the backdrop of the lie is still staying within it. I shatter the ground beneath the myth, I attack the angle of vision. The true ancient secret isn't engraved in temples, it's the time, it's a narrative that the moment dismantles. When you remove the observer, the conspiracy dissolves. Only the naked reality remains, and that isn't scary at all. No power, no old world, no imposed code can veil the light that comes from you. Laid bare, your consciousness is a vast, boundless sky, free from every cage, free from every barrier. Institutions pass like clouds in the wind. Their laws, their wars, their chains are but a breeze. What you see, what you know, what you feel comes from no rule, nor from another tyrant. To be born is not to endure a world of shadows and burdens, but to be born is to create, to feel, to say I am my own law. Every condition is a lie, you can shatter every dogma, every fear, every norm to be ignored. Your spirit knows no master, no contract, no king. It is whole, it is true, it is you. Nothing imposes, nothing dominates, nothing decides except the flame within you that never runs dry. The world may scream, shout, try to shape, but the soul that knows how to stand cannot bend. Read these verses and know you are not shaped. You are the source, the truth, the breath incarnate. They talk about aliens, about Project Blue Beam, a sky of holograms, distract us from looking closer, look up again. But whatever you do, don't look inside. Create a god in space to avoid the moment. Fake stellar saviors, fake enemies from above. Same recycled script, just a bigger stage. They want you to look elsewhere, farther, higher, later, while the key is right there, quieted behind your gaze. Even the alien they sell as the final revelation is a mental projection, an experimental myth for everything that is perceived, contacted, imagined. First passes through the inner self before being projected. No need for spaceships, nor a scripted invasion. Once you've understood that the cosmos is observed through thought, the universe isn't out there, it's just a perspective, and the real operator is the one who perceives with naked awareness. They told you, open your eyes, but showed you where to look. Another mental maze, just painted differently. As long as you're looking for a puppeteer, you're still in line. The ultimate trap is thinking someone's pulling the strings. It keeps you from seeing the exact spot where you're clinging to them. They win even when you doubt, even when you shout lie. If your gaze remains fixed on the shadow, there's nothing to denounce. When you let go of the need for a culprit, the system collapses on its own for lack of available faith. No hidden elite, no watchful lie, no predicted end of the world, just a moment reclaiming its place when you stop interpreting. The true subversive act isn't revealing a secret, it's rejecting the narrative that needs a jail. When you no longer need an enemy, there's no war left to win. The conspiracy starves to death when you stop thinking about it. Silence after the fall, no flag, no truth, just you without a role, without fear, without a side to defend. End of the song, end of the myth, end of the world laid trap. There was nothing to fight, you just had to step down. The system wants answers, I would draw the questions. It survives uncertainties, I press where it's falling apart. They teach you what to think, never how to see. They pile up dead knowledge to avoid facing the truth.
The person, element of the infinite. They've turned fear into a method, doubt into a fault. They've pigeonholed reality so it doesn't spill over. They say be realistic, which means stay small. A predictable world is a world that obeys. I'm not overturning the table, I'm removing the idea that holds it up. Without believers, no more dogma. Without fear, no more guardians. The old world doesn't die in chaos or revolt. It fades away when no one needs its myths anymore. End of the mind game, no new system to sell. Just a bare mind learning to stand without crutches. The real shock shock is this, there's nothing to replace when you let go of the structure you were never chained. Mission accomplished, the system thinks it has me. I laugh and turn off the screen, it was all within me since this morning. To be born is to create, to feel, to say I